Mark, what do you make of the yen strength right now?
Yeah, we've got just over 2 weeks to go, and the speculation is reaching fever pitch already. So it's going to be a fun time over the next few days. But people were getting a little bit excited when we saw a couple of pieces of data. I think we were talking about it this week on the show already. We've had the Tankan report and we've had the wages also moving in the right direction. But yesterday, the tipping point seems to be the latest JGB auction. So traders have been talking for a while, suggesting that if the Bank of Japan is going to change yield curve control, they won't dispense with it completely. What they'll do is they'll just change the pivot point. So it's currently at the 10-year sector. They may shift it to the 5-year sector. So they allow the long end of the yield curve to float around freely, but they fix the shorter end around 5-year point. What happened yesterday? We had a blowout 5-year auction. Why would a 5-year auction be the strongest for 3 years when the yield is only 0.13%? And that has just added fuel to the fire, because traders are really speculating that the 5-year is where they're going to fix the new yield curve control. Of course, it's all guesswork. It's just traders putting their money to work. But you can see today, the long end of the JGBs has sold off heavily, and the yen is going through the roof.
Yeah, we just saw the yield curve there between the 5s, 10s on JGBs, which you mentioned. I got to wonder, Mark, I was just talking to Valerie about this during the break. If they do change YCC, do you think they'll also in tandem hint at the start of a hiking cycle?
They probably wouldn't do it so quickly. They've been very cautious so far. Since Mr. Ueda came in as the BOJ chief, you can tell he doesn't want to rush anything. So it's going to be certainly a very gradual process. For them already to make a significant change to yield curve control would be a big step. I don't think you can expect them to, if they do that on the 28th of July, I don't think you can expect too much more. But then at the following meeting, they would probably have something to say about future direction of policy. And maybe by the first quarter of next year, we actually get something like a normalization where they dispense with yield curve control completely and they actually raise interest rates. But it's going to be a gradual process. That's typical how the Bank of Japan works. And so far, Mr. Ueda hasn't shown that he's ready to change that situation.